I love collecting comic books from the Silver Age. These are 60-year-old comic books that are extremely important to the characters we've come to know and love. Let's take a look at two really cool Thor books from the Silver Age. Okay, what I have here is Thor 161 from 1969 and Thor 154 from 1968. The artist on both these books was Jack Kirby, and the writer on both of them was Stan Lee. Now, in high grade, this book right here goes for about $170, and this book goes for about $125. So they're not quite 60 years old yet, but they're knocking at the door, and I can't stress the importance of the Silver Age on comics. It's why I love collecting the Silver Age so much. It's because that's when Jack Kirby and Stan Lee really changed the history of comics forever. They brought in characters like Spider-Man, like Thor, like Iron Man, characters that are genre defining. Now, there were a lot of characters that are really important to comics that were around in the golden age, but to me, what made the biggest difference and what made comics what they are today, I think, is just the Silver Age and what Stan Lee was able to do. Now, there are some great Silver Age books over at DC as well. If you look at Flash, Green Lantern, Hal Jordan Green Lantern. Anyway, I could pontificate about the Silver Age forever. It's why I love collecting books from that age so much. And I just think the art and the talent and work that went into these comics back then, when there was no precursor to what they were doing, especially, they were making this stuff up, and I think they did such an amazing job. And these are two really cool examples of that. Now, this right here is actually the first appearance of this character we can see right here, the Mangog. And this right here, which shows a really cool battle between Ego, the Living Planet, and Galactus, is actually the issue where we get the origin of Galactus. In case you need a refresher on that, Galactus is from a previous universe, and he merges with the sentience of his universe, which is what gives him the power cosmic. And then he goes and, of course, to satiate his hunger, he consumes planets. Now, the Mangog is the physical manifestation of the sum total of the hatred of a billion beings from a race that was slaughtered by Odin, ruler of Asgard. So that is a long way of saying this thing has intense power. It is a recurring villain to Thor, and it plays a huge role in the Jane Foster Thor run by Jason Aaron. I absolutely loved its depiction in that run, and I think the conclusion of that series all kind of hinges on what happens with the Mangog. So it's made me really like that character, which makes me very happy to have his first appearance in the comics. Anytime I get a chance to get a little bit of Jack Kirby art in my collection, I'm always going to do it. And I know I talk about Jack Kirby a lot on this channel, and maybe it's almost to the point of annoyance, but I don't care because I really love his work that much. And I'm just super happy when I get to have two really cool books from the dynamic duo, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, in my collection.